Hello, everybody. It shows that I am live. Hopefully, everybody can hear me and see me okay. I see a ton of questions already, which is exciting. Is everybody having a great time at the summit so far? Hopefully, you're getting some stuff organized. All right, we already have a question. D. Wagner, hello. What inspired you to make your monthly checkoff list? So, kind of a not a loaded question, but it may take just a second. So I really have to be kind of in the flow of things. And when I started realizing that my crafty style has changed and how I create has changed, and I was getting irritated when I would have to get up and, grab my paper trimmer to cut down a card base, or like I tend to use the same dies and stamps and different things like that for a lot of my projects. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to finish it because I don't want to die cut this out. And it was, even though it seems so simple, but all of those different like things that distracted me from actually creating the project, I think that's what inspired me to do this. And it first started out with cutting down my cardstock, and then I started swatching out my inks, and then like, oh, I should, make sure all of my inks are, nice and juicy and just different things like that. So I think that's what helped it. come to So this is what it is, a monthly craft room reset. You can download it. It's free. And then it also comes with the declutter checklist, which is, I think, the most important. And I know many of us, well, not many, but I know some of us presenters um, kind of sing the same tune, is to purging is is key to having a creative space that is clutter free, stress free. I know it's hard for many, but all right. Cece, hello. How long have you been crafting? So, um, I've always felt like I was creative. In school, I didn't do so good in art, um, like fine art, like people and drawing people and things like that. But it wasn't until I think it was my son, he was probably about one or so. No, he was before one. Um, I joined some mommy and me play groups when we lived in San Diego. And one of the ladies was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So that's how I got in, and I was hooked ever since. That was my son's going to be 17 in the fall. So about 15-ish years, 16 years. So, hello, Lynn. How do you keep from getting distracted during your reset? So I haven't been doing the full reset very long. And the last time it was a few days after. So I'm not very like strict with, oh, it has to be on the first day of the month. Just when time allows, when I know I could have at least a couple hours. And the first one was probably the biggest. It took the longest. It took honestly a few days to do. But I mean, because you're probably not going to do every single thing every single month. Like the last time, I still had a lot of some of my cardstock that I used, so I didn't have to cut down every single thing. And I hadn't been doing a lot of crafting, so I knew a lot of my inks were not, um, they weren't going to be dry or anything. So um, I just turn on a show, turn on some music, and I try to get as much done as I can in one sitting, because then I probably might not come back and finish it off. But I hope that helps. Lynn, hello. Besides cardstock, do you do any other prep? Yes. So the monthly craft room checklist is here, and there's cutting cardstock, um, and I prep most of my like products, or like if I have a die, which I do. I have probably like 4 or 5 of them that I typically just slap on at the end of a project because a lot of my projects are more mixed media based where I do like a big, lots of layers on a background with distress sprays or alcohol inks and things like that. So by the time that's done, one, I want that to be the focal point. It sounds kind of weird, but I want that to shine in a way rather than um, doing a whole bunch of stuff on top of that. Um, so I will die cut out a lot of the my favorites of that as well, and then I'll clean my tools. Like I talk about how I don't clean my stencils as I go. Um, and I'll do that as well, and just different things. And you could find all of the things in the checklist. So, hello, Cat and Co. From a crafter with a limited amount of space. Read cupboard. Where did you get your craft tower? My craft tower. Craft tower. You talking about the rotating craft tower, or maybe this one that's sitting right here? I'm not sure which one, or maybe something back here. Oh, that one. This is from IKEA. The 360 craft towers from scrapbook.com. This one's on Amazon. I hope or maybe this one, IKEA. Hope that answers your question. If not, then it'll be a little bit more specific, maybe. All right. Hello, Delina. What was the gunk off liquid you used on your stencils? Where do you get that? I definitely need some. So it is it's called Crud Cutter. Oh, had a blank moment. It's called Crud Cutter. It's the yellow one. You can get a big like jug of it on Amazon. I think I got mine at Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's a spray bottle. It works wonders. I love it. I hope that helps. Hello, Elaine. How are you? How often do you craft? Every day or just sometimes? Um, I kind of go in spurts. It just depends on what's kind of going on. Um, I am a stay-at-home mom and my both my kids are in school, so I have like unlimited time during the day to just kind of do whatever. Um, it goes in spurts. Sometimes I'll craft every day or create something, whether it's creating with alcohol inks or, something like that. But yeah, I would say a few times a week. Yeah. Hello, Jessica. How crucial do you think it is to wash your brushes? Um, I don't think it is really, but I don't have a specific let me grab mine. So I have these, which are from Amazon. And then I have these are Catherine Pooler. I love that they're all one size. But I don't really tend to, you probably can see, I have a little green, some, I don't know what color that is, maybe blue, some red. I have a hard time keeping one for one specific color. So I like to wash mine. If you're doing that, then it's probably crucial. But if you have enough to use for one color family, then it's probably not that crucial. Elaine asks, do what do you do with your cards? Maybe is what you're trying to ask. I have a bin and I just put out a video about some of my favorite Amazon organization just the other day, and I show a bin. It's like a double has two sections, and I store all of my cards there. Sadly, I don't send them out as often as I should. I am thinking about sending maybe 5 or 10 cards to my craft room reset just to kind of cycle out cards. Um, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Hello, Joyce. Hi from Williamsburg. I don't know where that is, but hello. How do you store the die cuts you have pre-cut? So I'm pretty sure I show in the video that I keep them in a little Avery L or one of those plastic. Let me see. You might be able to see my pajama pants. Pajama pants on. But I keep them in one of these and I just do white. I typically just finish off my cards with something white. I'm pretty easy when it comes to certain things because I like to use the same things. Um, Hello, Kitty. How are you? Idea: laminate the checklist and use a dry eraser. Ooh, that's a good idea. I should probably laminate mine. I should have put that. I'll put that in the one of the modules over there. A little idea. Thank you. Hello, Beth. What is the rotating one called? This is a 3-tier organizer. This is what I use. Somebody was asking earlier about how I store my alcohol inks. That's why I brought this over here. It's typically in the back on my other desk. But the other one, I can't show it because it's too far away, but I believe it's called a 360 craft tower. I may or may not have it in my supply list. But if you go to scrapbook.com, you can just look up craft tower. Hello, Jessica. What do you listen to when you craft or go down your checklist? I listen to probably worship music, or I like to watch a lot of crime documentaries or things like that. So that's what I do. All right. Hello, Jody Zapone. Hope I'm saying that right. What is your favorite paper crafting technique or project? I have a few. I love distress sprays and alcohol inks. Those are probably my two go-to right now. It might change probably in a few months. Hello, Kim. What is this? What is the distress ink vertical thing in your room? It looks like looks like acrylic magnets or something. Um, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I can't turn it. The board. It's a pin board or what are those things called where you put like the letters, a letter board. I think it was Tim Holtz that had shown it, and I just bought the same one that he did. Yeah, he had sent me all the distress pins, and I needed somewhere to display them. So I think that's what you're talking about. Hello, Denise, newbie here. Difference between photopolymer stamps and silicone stamps. I honestly have no idea. Maybe someone in the chat can help you out. I don't really think about it too much. I just find a stamp and I like it. Hello, Karen. How do you decide when things should be donated or sold? I was watching Mary. I think it was Mary was talking about her purging process, and it's pretty much the same. I think it was Mary. But there are things that I have a really hard time getting rid of that I probably won't use, like silicone mold. So I used to do a lot of more involved projects like 3D projects, and I used to do a lot of um, projects where you do clay in the molds and things like that. I don't really do that anymore. Um, but those they're in my closet. I'll probably keep those. But I typically probably every few months, really, I'll do a good purge at least twice a year. My last one was really a big one, and a couple weeks back I started going through my stamps, and it's kind of one of those things where you just kind of have to look, and if I don't immediately think of, okay, I'm going to use this, or if I know that I've had it for 3-4 years and I haven't used it yet, chances are I'm not going to use it. And also I do have a soft spot for butterflies and floral. So I'm kind of in the where if I am seeing something new on the market and like a butterfly stamp or something or florals, and I kind of have to think like, well, I already have five peony stamps. I don't need another one. Kind of the same thing. And then um, I don't even know if I answered your question. I'm long-winded right now. I'm sorry. Hello, Arlene. My inventory list is just slid into a page protector. Dry erase marker works good on those. Oh, awesome. I love having binders with things, so I'll probably do that. Hello, Monique. Do you keep a humidifier or anything in your craft studio to help prolong the life of your mediums? I do not. Um, I haven't really had a big problem with things drying up really fast. Um, but yeah, it definitely is a problem here in the desert. Monique is about we kind of live close. Hello, Anne. Silicone stamps are generally cheaper, but in my experience, don't stamp as well as photopolymer. Awesome. Good to know, Anne. Thank you. Hello, Karen. How do you balance your day between home and creativity? Um, hmm. I guess if there's no more dishes to be used, then I'll do the dishes. No, just kidding. Um, I don't know. I just kind of, if I feel like doing the dishes or if I feel like doing that or, cleaning the bathroom. I do have a specific day for laundry. Uh, and I typically like to do a good cleaning of my home on Friday so that on the weekend it's nice and clean. I think that's what you're talking about. So, yeah. Hello, Karen. How did you transition from Stampin' Up to your current techniques? My Stampin' Up cases take up a lot of space. So, even though I started with, I'm just going to take these off. Even though I started off with seeing Stampin' Up, I could not afford Stampin' Up anything. Like I was, yeah, I couldn't do it. So I went to Michael's and Big Lots, and I was so excited when I was able to spend like $5 on the dollar bin at Michael's, or they at Big Lots they used to have like the stacks of like colored cardstock and things like that. So I didn't really have a lot of Stampin' Up. I maybe purchased one or two at retail price. I think I found a few at a yard sale one time, but I um, started off with dollar stuff from Michael's and things that I would find. Um, yeah. So sorry, I can't help you. El Re Croc, do you need to use a fixative for alcohol ink? No, but if you are using like the mixatives or like alloys or pearls, you have to use the blending solution. Um, so yeah, hope that helps. I do seal my like back here. You could see those. Those are more like artwork. I won't use those on cards, but I do seal those with Krylon. Um, I'm forgetting the name, but yeah, I do seal those with a spray. Hello, Sharon. Do you organize your stamps by theme and type or by vendor manufacturer? So I do them by theme, uh, except my Tim Holtz stamps because they're I have like such a hard time. They're right here. I was a maker for a little bit, and so I was getting quite a few stamps, and I wanted them to be separate. So that's why I have all of my Tim Holtz stuff back there. Um, but I do like floral, and then I have like religious, and I keep my any holidays in my closet because I don't really do a lot of holiday crafting. Um, How does one get the download? So, if you are a free ticket holder, you were emailed um, the schedule, and then from there, I believe you can click and download from there, or see the each presentation, and then you can download from there. A uh, if you bought the ticket, I forgot what it's called, um, then it will be in the class modules. Hello, Cherie. What is a good starter set of alcohol ink colors or alcohol colors? I get asked this question a lot, and I like to tell people that look at the colors that you're using, say for alcohol ink or um, ink blending or other things like that, or if you do distress sprays, what colors are you gravitated towards in those? And then kind of try and line them up with alcohol ink colors. I use a lot of them for various different things. And when I swatched out my alcohol inks, and just a side note, if you did purchase the bundle, my I do have a little class on how I swatched and organized my alcohol inks. But when I swatched out my alcohol inks, I found a lot of colors that I actually love now. So swatching is very important. All right. Hello, Janice. How did you learn all the techniques you use? Um, Through time and YouTube and actually doing. So I think a lot of us suffer from, well, I'm not good at it. I don't want to waste. I don't want to, I typically don't really have a huge problem with that. If I am inspired, I'll probably just try it, because if you bought the stuff, like a lot of people don't use their alcohol inks, for instance. If you bought it, it's kind of being wasted in a way if you're just letting it sit in a drawer. So I would just get it out and just play. Playing and using and trying is the best way to learn. So, hello, Jody. What types of paper do you use for card making, and how do you store them? So, for card making, I like to use distress heavy stock mostly, because I do use a lot of distress sprays. So it takes a lot of the spray, or mixed media paper. And just like Justine, card bases for me, I just use 80-pound, whatever, 90-pound, whatever it is, for the most part. And then if it's like a special card, then I'll use a Nina 110. It's a little pricey, but I have, I'll get this one day. This down here, there we go. I have my paper down there, and then I have some paper here, and then I have some here. So it's kind of all over the place. And then on my other wall, I have a big calyx unit where I bought dividers, and then that's where I store a lot of my 12 by 12 papers. And then so this is where I have all of my cardstock right next to me that I've cut down. So I have like my distress tags. This is distress heavy stock in craft, my craft plastic, and card bases and things like that. So that's how I store them. This is like a little fridge bin from Amazon. All right. I'm going to take a little sip. My voice is getting a little raspy. Have some coffee. Hello, Karen. What would you say is the 1, 2 craft items you couldn't do without? Um, hmm, Probably my Misty, um, or any sort of stamp positioner tool. It's been really helpful. And the other one, ooh, I don't know. That's hard. I don't know the second one. um, Carolyn, do alcohol ink inks ever go bad? I would say if they're stored properly, I've always had mine in a well-cooled area. I've never had them like in storage or like out in the garage or anything like that because it gets really hot where I live. And I've always had them, with the lids on and things like that. I have some like this one. I don't know how old this one is, but they don't make them like this anymore. Um, there's a couple of them, like this one, I know that I got probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, maybe, and, it's still good. So I would say maybe never. Kathleen asks, I have the hardest time getting the right blend and movement with my alcohol inks. The end result is splotchy and not good in any way. What am I doing wrong? Um, It's hard to say because I don't know like what paper you're using, if you're using blending solution, isopropyl alcohol, all of those sort of things, like what tool you're using. I would suggest going over to my YouTube channel. I have a alcohol ink playlist, which might be helpful. I also over on my website, um, or in some of those YouTube videos, I do have a download for alcohol inks. Like it's a PDF with different tips and techniques and things like that. So that might be a little bit helpful for you. Hello, Margot. I hope I'm saying your name right. What is the rack your alcohol inks are in? So this is a 3-tier spinning um, organizer, and it's typically used for nail polish or um, oils, essential oils. But I use it for my alcohol inks. And somebody was asking earlier in a different chat if re-inkers would fit, and I would say yes. Distress sprays, no, and because of the second and like the two lower tiers. And you can see this over on my latest video. Hello, Kim. In your video, you had some shelves on the wall with your inks on them, and they had a font ledge to keep inks in. Oh, a front ledge, sorry. Where did you get those shelves? They are from the really long ones with the inks on them are from IKEA. And then I have some shorter ones, which I show in my latest video too from Amazon. Those are from Amazon. They're a little bit shorter. Um, but yeah, I love them because I could stick two on one um, shelf, like one behind the other. I hope that helps. All right. Oh, is it time already? Man, that went fast. I was having so much fun. I hope that everybody is having a great day and is enjoying the summit. If you have any other questions, be sure to tag me over in the Facebook group, or if you've downloaded the free PDF, there is a comment section over on the module where you can ask questions or anything like that. And I've loved getting to know everybody and connecting with everybody. So I appreciate you all, and I hope to see everybody at Craft Roulette. Thanks so much.